Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw News Brief. We're going to try to keep this one brief. This morning, of course, we've got our NXT review a little bit later on today, live at twitch.tv/Steven Larson. And we'll be monitoring this story along the way as we do that. But woke up this morning, saw a text from you, and then checked my Fightful Select article. And the news dropped. We had more WWE releases, Larson.
Yeah, so it was first teased last night by Fightful Select. They had a report saying that more cuts were incoming, and sadly, that came to fruition this morning. As first reported by Fightful Sean Ross Sapp and subsequently confirmed by WWE, the promotion has come to the terms on the release of Braun Strowman, Aleister Black, Ruby Riott, Lana, Santana Garrett, and Buddy Murphy. Matt Men podcast, Andrew Zarian tweeted about the news, quote, "Some of these names are people who are looking to get released. WWE has taken a very different approach when it comes to this." And Zarian also notes that, quote, "Not sure if today's the day, but was told a few weeks back that NXT UK was expecting to have cuts coming." Aleister, who has already changed his Twitter handle to Tommy End, commented on his release, tweeting, quote, "I'm gathering my thoughts as this was a complete left field for me, as obviously we just started the Dark Father character, but this was it. Thank you so much, WWE Universe, for allowing me to create and give you some small bits of myself." We saw Samoa Joe get released last round of cuts in April. That was pretty surprising. Seeing Braun Strowman, who is is very easily a main event player.
Yeah.
He was just competing for the WWE title not that long ago.
Yeah.
And Aleister, who they just dumped tons of money in for this repackaging based on the vignettes. That animation they did for those things had to cost a good chunk of change.
Yeah, that wasn't some college kid doing that.
No. Seeing them released is pretty shocking. Pretty darn shocking.
Yeah, it is. Braun is obviously the most shocking one. That's the one that really, I woke up to. And I was like, wow. Aleister didn't shock me in that this probably should have happened, like
if
you
this
said,
had happened in April,
before the animations and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, this does obviously indicate a new philosophy from WWE. Braun Strowman, as not for me necessarily. And who knows if he wants to, try to pick up where he left off in WWE in terms of pro wrestling. He is a special attraction type guy. I think in a different couple types of media, like he could do TV or film, perhaps. There's that possibility. If he wants to stick with pro wrestling, he's a needle mover in AEW. Maybe not to you or me, but certainly. He's a main event guy.
I think when Braun is booked correctly, like he was in 2016, 2017, when he was going around destroying everything and anybody they put in his way, that was really good stuff. I was into that character at the time.
Whenever you have anybody who in very recent history is a main event player in WWE go anywhere, that's a needle mover. It really is. Mm-hmm. So that to me was honestly the most shocking one of them all. I imagine he probably had, I haven't looked this up, but I imagine a guy like him probably had a pretty large contract with the WWE. Aleister Black, yeah, like you said, they just pumped a bunch of money into this, but that's WWE's thing. It's like, well, he probably wanted out. I don't know. Maybe not, but it seemed like there was a possibility that he was going to get released alongside the Zelina Vega stuff, because that's his wife. And then they decided not to, and then they turned around and decided to do it. So, that doesn't shock me yeah, I understand they just put a bunch of money into it, but it was also the kind of situation where they're not adverse to putting a bunch of money into something only just to let it go.
You go back to that story that Bruce Pritchard told about the Raw promo that he had done by the directors of Peter Gabriel's Sledgehammer video.
Yeah.
Like to the tune of $250,000. Yeah. Vince saw it and tried to physically put it down a toilet.
And that was like back in like 1990 or something. So that's like worth double that money. Yeah.
That's a good hunk of money to just flush down the toilet. Ruby Riott, Buddy Murphy, two wrestlers that, from a creative standpoint, they basically just had nothing for them.
Ruby Riott is like one of the biggest drop. It's like very sort of low key, one of the biggest drop balls because she is a talented wrestler. She has a money look. Yeah, that was the her overall arc in WWE has been pretty shocking. Yeah. AEW should bend over backwards to get her and Santana Garrett because their women's division needs to, like, if you look at the landscape now, I didn't really realize this till we talked about it pretty recently. But if you look at the AEW women's division in terms of now they have a heel champion who, yeah, could go either way, but she's a heel champion. Mm-hmm. In terms of who they have ready for her, I mean, you got Statlander who's just coming back from injury, so they have to kind of rebuild her a little bit. And you have Red Velvet. And they don't really do rematches all that often, so I'm not sure if Sheet is going to get mixed up in that again. That's kind of it. That's like all they really have. I mean, maybe Ty Conti. But yeah. I don't see a long time. I mean, I feel like she's another sort of like, you know, you build her up for one match and that happens on Dynamite probably, and then you're done.
Well, I think that's the thing is like Statlander. I'm guessing they probably have plans for.
I hope so. She's amazing.
Yeah, she's really good. So I doubt they're going to do a situation as you mentioned where it's a month-long build, this Dynamite match, maybe a pay-per-view match, and that's that. I think they're going to probably keep Statlander away from the title scene for a while. Red Velvet's really, really good. Every time she's on TV, she really impresses me.
Yeah, but the thing is, she hasn't been around that much. I guess my overall point is this. If you look at the possible contenders, you can count them on one hand in AEW.
There's not a lot. Yes, I'm agreeing with you.
If you look over at Impact, anywhere else, even Impact, you can just run them down. Even like tag teams that they have, you can split, you can have them go on solo shots and it'll totally make sense. They feature their women's division big time. And that's one thing AEW, like, you know, all these women that are coming out of here. I don't know if Lana has any plans, if her and Miro would like to be in AEW together. Or she can make Roman Reigns money on like TikTok. You know what I mean? Like she can make influencer money hand over fist. Mm-hmm. But if she wants to wrestle, great. You know, I mean, that'd be cool with her in AEW. I think she's talented. But yeah, Santana Garrett and Ruby Riott should totally go to AEW. Like that is ready made for them. Santana Garrett's a hell of a wrestler.
Yeah, she's really good. Yeah. Buddy Murphy, a hell of a wrestler. Mm-hmm. Super talented.
Oh, man, yeah. Absolutely. I kind of feel like
he's going to be a massive star.
He needs to be Bullet Club, dude. He needs to be Bullet Club. Bullet Club. Yeah. That'd be rad. That'd be cool.
Who knows? So following the news of these releases, there's been a lot of speculation on wrestling Twitters about these releases and the cuts to staff. Was it last week? Might be the company preparing to sell. I know Brandon Thurston of WrestleNomics kind of, didn't really think that would probably be the case, but, you know, it's enough to get people talking. These are some pretty significant cuts the company's done over the last 2 months or so.
Yeah, that wouldn't be shocking. I wouldn't be surprised at all if I wake up one day and it's like they've been sold to who's the parent company? USA, Viacom?
Oh, it'd be NBC Universal.
NBC Universal, that's what it is.
Yes, that wouldn't surprise me at all either. I mean, they've already sold basically the US WWE network. You know, they got most of their content saved for SmackDown on their family of networks.
Yeah.
I wonder if those in WWE thinks, all right, this company is never going to be worth more than it is right now.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
So if we're going to do it, we got to strike while the iron's hot. Yeah. If you wait till the next TV deals are done, the way these ratings are going,
are the Raw ratings coming out today? What's going on with that? Because I didn't notice them yesterday. I think they were delayed by a day. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. The time is now. They have done. You would think that NBC Universal or whoever there would understand. Okay, it's kind of like. I mean, you can kind of liken it to the Star Wars stuff. It's like Disney understood. Yeah, those prequels, critically speaking, were not well received. But if you put the right stuff behind it, you can really make some money out of it. And I believe the same is to be said with WWE. Plus, their social reach is absolutely massive. Their YouTube stats are absolutely massive. And I think that companies look at that these days. I mean, they wouldn't have got that Peacock TV deal or the Peacock streaming deal if that wasn't the case. So yeah, that wouldn't. I kind of feel like it's just a matter of time before that happens. Is this evidence that it's a direct thing that's going to happen soon? Like when 10 for the Win got axed from Machinima. Probably, who knows? I don't know. I mean, it doesn't seem obvious to me, but I think it's anything's possible, I guess.
Anything's possible. Anything's possible at this juncture. Yes. I mean, I'd be surprised if Vince decided to sell, but if he's going to sell, now would be like the best time to do it.
So. It really feels. I mean, dude, money is being handed out hand over fist for content these days, and like you said, who really knows how long that's gonna last? So yeah. Anyways, be interesting to keep updates on this. So like I said, in about 2 hours from when this is being filmed, so maybe like an hour and a half from when this goes live. We'll be live over at the Twitch, twitch.tv/Steven Larson. We're going to do our NXT review. We're going to see if there's any more news about this stuff out.
Yes.
A couple more items that we have sort of cooking on our notes here. And hopefully you'll join us. So thanks everybody for tuning in. We appreciate it. Hey, do us a big favor. Give this video a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. And let us know what you guys think of all this in the comments below. Where would you like to see these wrestlers end up? Some dream match scenarios may be in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Till next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.